Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Thursday Throwdown, coming to you guys live here on the YouTube channel with a bit different time here this week. Hour later than usual here, but hopefully we still got the usual suspects in the chat there on the live because we'll be taking comments, we'll be taking your questions here throughout the show. And as always, here 10:30 Eastern here this week. Giant, what's up, brother? How are you? Good to see you joining us.
www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Look, guys, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties today. Could not get my camera into landscape of view. Want to give a bunch of shout outs this week as well. Shout out to Dave from Ozone. We'll be getting into that game in a little bit as well. Spoke with him for a little bit today. Hopefully we get some inside scoop as well. Looks like they're having some issues fielding some teams as well. We got the top 5 replays, ACFL South, top 5 replays, ACFL North. We got the players of the week as well. We don't just want to give love to the offensive players. We know most of them make the top 5. But you guys got to understand there are defensive players here as well, and they make the top 10 as well, Flanny. Top 5, excuse me.
That's right. That's right. Hey, we love defense. We love special teams, offense, you name it. You make a great play, you're going to be on the top plays. And, and we also do the players of the week. It's tough. It's tough. I hear the struggle, man. I mean, on defense, we see what you do. We see the work put in there, man. I know I had a couple guys message me throughout the week on those, but what we could do, we could do top 3 offensive players, top 3 defensive players a week. I could do that, but it is what it is. There's tremendous performances this week, and all that's posted on the message boards here. So you guys want to check that out. As always, all videos of all the 3 games there in their entirety is on the website as well. Highlights, and right now the Throwdown show here, man. It's live. We've got recap. We got some topics we want to discuss here. We have some. I know I spoke to a couple of guys. You did as well as Giant. So we got some, some stuff that you guys may have not seen from the sidelines, from the locker rooms, man. You name it. We got it here on the Throwdown show. So, Giant, let's start this off, man. It's already late as it is. Great that I came on the show there. I know. Where the hell were you at, man?
I ended up going up by Sasha's house. I want to give a shout out to Captain Funbags as well. And Horty, your brother-in-law Horty as well. So I was hanging out with him and our good friend Sash. So I want to give shout outs to them as well, man. He's got a beautiful palace over there in Saddle River, New Jersey. So I was hightailing it on Route 17 southbound just to get back. We're a little bit late. Once again, we apologize, ACFL fam. But again, we're locked and loaded with a bunch of recaps as well. And the only thing I didn't see, Flanny, over here, I saw the schedule for 10-7, but I didn't see it for ACFL South. Is that already up?
Yeah. Here's the thing. ACFL South actually got the whole schedule for the entire season, not just this week coming up, man. It's the entire schedule this week, the following week, and all that. And I want to get into that a bit as well because there's a double header on one of the weeks on there as well. JT actually was down at Rahway this week. He was checking out the fields because it looks like they're going to try to field 2 fields on one of those weeks to get that double header going. So that's great to see. That's good that, he's able to field. That's why if we do get more teams in the ACL South, it's possible. This guy's got able to get 2 fields in Rahway. So, that's a first. And, but yeah, the whole schedule should be up there, Giant, man. Maybe refresh there or something. I don't know. Sometimes
I don't know. You're gonna have to give me the matchups. I'm usually much more prepared, man.
That's all right.
I'm running like a head with my chicken. I'm running like a chicken with his head cut off right now. So I don't have all the stats in front of me. I usually got full recaps over here as well. So I don't have all that as well, but it doesn't matter, baby. We're here. We're big. We're better than ever over here. And shout out to ACFL North as well. They got some film in this week as well. So I want to give a shout out to them as well.
I saw that, man. I saw that. That's good. Good thing, man. Good for the league. So we had looks like they had 2 games filmed on there on the flag. We had the touch games filmed. So I think a total of 5 games this past week, and hopefully that continues here through the next week. Because look, I mean, it's week 4. It's done, man. In the books, we're halfway there. It's half of the season is done. We've got 4 more weeks to go, and then the playoffs begin. So
Yeah.
that's what it
These are
is.
short seasons. These are short season, guys. So we got to get in and wrap this gavel up. So why don't we go over the first game?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, which one you want to start with? Anyone,
TJ
man.
returns to the ACFL and puts up 5.
Warriors.
Yeah,
All right.
Warriors.
Warriors replacements. Yeah, I mean, it was great to see TJ back in the ACFL. I mean, we haven't seen this guy for God's long. I don't know how long it's been. But I think he still plays. I heard he does still play, just maybe not in the ACFL. I mean, he looked in shape. He looked like he was ready to go. He did sling the ball out there this past Sunday. I mean, you're talking about 5 TD passes on there. Unfortunately, they still could not come out with the W with the win. So that was a bit disappointing. But I'm glad that Dan of the Warriors finally pulled the trigger on this one, man. I mean, we talked about it weeks prior, how the Warriors were struggling just to get a team out there. And it's not just TJ they got. I mean, TJ came in there. He also came in with a couple of guys, he played, a couple of guys that we've seen back in the day on the Rebels. I mean, I'm going back in the day on this, but and this was a competitive game. This was a competitive game here between the replacements. Unfortunately, they only had 5 to start the game, so that kind of hurt the Warriors, because not only did they give up a touchdown to start the game with, but their first offensive drive with only 5 guys kind of hurt that too, And then the replacements actually went up 2 scores right off the bat. I mean, I think it was like 13-0 to begin the game. But Warriors came back, man. Warriors came back once they got their guys. They had the 6 on there. They came back and they took the lead in the second half. They took the lead in the second half, and they had the lead for a majority of that second half. Whether it was a touchdown or was a 1 point, they were up 7 most of the game. Sometimes they cut down to 1, back to 7. Crucial point in this game, late in the game, they score a touchdown. They're up 7. They go for 2, and I like the call. I mean, they're going for 2 here, so if they get this, it puts them up by 9, and that's 2 scores. Since there's no field goals, no other way, unless you get like a safety or something,
Right.
You got to score 2 touchdowns. But they didn't get it. They didn't get it. Mike came up with a great interception on there, great grab. I'm surprised that didn't make the top plays, but he came up with big defensive, but the Warriors still had it, man. They had the lead 7. The defense, I think, could have played a lot better this day. I mean, Henry, you talking about when we talk about how great TJ looked. How about Henry? 6 Giants, 6 TD passes in this game, man. He also had a defensive interception, so no question, this guy was the top player of the week here. Mike catching 4 of those, touchdowns. So, and unfortunately, they came back. Replacements got the touchdown, and not only they didn't go for the tie, Giant, they went for the 2 to take the lead, and they got it. And then after that, Warriors had a little bit of time. They couldn't score to big defensive stop there by the replacements. And then at the end, it was just there was really no time remaining. Mike just put the nail in the coffin at the end, scored another touchdown, and they lost by 7. For the Warriors, here's the thing. I mentioned it was the defense that cost them the game here. There was a crucial first half 4th down conversion. I mean, we're talking about 4th and long from like the midfield, and they give up that touchdown. And I think they had 6 at that time. That one hurt. And then also late in the game, you still had the lead there. You give up the touchdown. Not only that, you give up the 2-point conversion on there. So as great as TJ may have looked, Giant, in his return, they still lost. While Warriors still winless, man, 0-4.
Yeah, and that's very disconcerting. I mean, they were up by 7 or whatever, and TJ back with a vengeance, but it's not enough,
Yeah.
So it's very frustrating for them. I get it, but I think they're back in here now. I don't think they have any shot at the playoffs whatsoever. But I
Well,
feel better that TJ's back, and I think they can start getting some wins at least. You know.
well, every team makes the playoffs, but as for seeding wise, on here it's not looking good, especially with 7 teams. What
Yeah.
happens this season in the playoffs? You got to play that buy-in game. If you're ranked 7th or 6th, even you got to play 6 and 7. Will play. Whoever wins that gets that 6th seed, and then you play the number 3 seed right off that. So you got to play a double header in the playoffs, and that's not good. So you don't want to be in that 7th or 6th spot right now. Warriors are there. Like I said, I wish Dan pulled the trigger on this maybe a week or two prior, because at least they had a shot, Giant. At least they had a chance here. They should have won this game. They should have came out and won this game.
Sure.
About replacements, we talked about the replacements even last week. We said, I mean, these guys are in every game. I mean, here's a team came into this game with a 1-2 record, but they're definitely not a 1-2 team here. So they improved. They're back at a 500 now. This win was big there for the replacements. But here's a team that could have been even undefeated at this point. So they're always in these shootouts. This past week, they came up with they found a way to win.
All right, so let's move on to the next game. That was the third one on the list, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll move along to the 10-yard fight against the Wolverines. This is a very lopsided victory.
Well, yeah. I mean, score-wise, Shine, you're right on there. But get this, though. Guys watch the film there or were there live. I got to give this to the Wolverines, though. I mean, they came into this game, Giant, with only 5 guys, just how the Warriors. And they took the ball. They got the ball to start the game. And they scored with only 5 guys. It was that crazy play. It was like a bad snap. It looks like the XYF just did a horrible job on defense here. They pretty much stopped. They thought the play was dead, but there was no whistle. You got to play till that whistle.
Right.
And then here comes Big Hurt, deep bomb, touchdown. They scored with 5. Actually, at half, because XYF did a horrible job also to end the half, where they didn't use their timeouts. Wolverines pretty much ran out that whole 2 minutes at the end there, got the score, and prevented XYF even getting a chance to get the ball back again. It was only a 2-point game and a half, but came second half. XYF did correct a lot of things on defense, and Kevin played a tremendous game here, man. Well-deserved player of the week there. I think he got number 3 slot there. 3 touchdowns, 1 TD run. He actually ran it in, Giant, and he ran it in also on the extra point conversion. We didn't put that stat up there, but, he did do that as well. And it was 75% on his throws. I think he only had like 2 or 3 incompletes. And,
Yeah, but if they only had 5 for the games, is their defense even playing out there? What do they have? 1 guy rushing or what,
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what you got to do. And sometimes you don't even bring no rush, you drop everybody back, but then the quarterbacks got all the time to throw it. So, but they did pick up guys as the game went on, but just to start,
in the beginning,
5, but they played actually good with the 5. I was surprised in that first half. Just second half, XYF came out big. They got the stuffs they needed, and the offense got the ball a lot more than they did in that first half and came up with big points. So XYF back on the win streak there. And get this, man. I know they're 2-1 on here. They had a bye one of the weeks. With Kevin at quarterback, Giant, they're still undefeated, man. 2-0 with him out there. So so far, he's still doing what he did last season,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, so we'll move to the last game of the week.
Until the championship comes around.
Yeah, so this is and this is what we've expected. I mean, at least I've expected. This next game should have been the game of the week. It's the Field Mob Assassins for the Ozone, and I had called it earlier this season, last week probably, that this is going to be the championship game, the Field Mob versus Ozone. But my understanding is, you got to tell me, I don't know if you can confirm this, that Ozone was frantically calling for players to come and start in time.
Oh God.
and they could not field a team of six initially. Or they just got in time or what? I don't know all the details, but it's very concerning. And this game ended up being much more lopsided, but a final score 48-26. So it looks like Field Mob just took a dump all over Ozone. But I still have hope that this will ultimately end up being the championship game. But Flanny, what the hell happened in this game?
Listen, this past Sunday, Giant, Field Mob came to play, and boy, did they, man. I mean, there was no stopping Field Mob this Sunday. And, we mentioned how great the defense. Well, this Sunday, we got a taste of that offense, Giant, and we saw Izzy. Great to see Izzy back. This guy was tremendous. He was connecting there, brother to brother there. Izzy connected with X, I think, for like 3 touchdowns there in this game. But yeah, I mean, listen, and they get a bye here this week too. They're 4-0 on here. Field Mob pretty much Giant showed up. Ozone did not, And you mentioned about the players. Yeah, I mean, Ozone, as far as their guys showing up too, they're kind of skeptical on that as well, man. I mean, but here's the thing: the week prior when they played XYF, when they blew them out. They came with like 12 guys at least, for that game. Comes this game, Giant, they got to play the Field Mob here. I mean, I see Dave on this. I mean, no disrespect here, Giant. I mean, your boy Dave out there was on the freaking phone on the sideline when it's like 2 minutes till kickoff, So try and get his guys on, And luckily he did get 6. They did start the game with 6. I think 2 other guys came on later on in the game here. But they couldn't find a way to stop this Field Mob team right off the back. First play of the game, deep bomb, touchdown, Giant. And that's how it was all out throughout the game, Even when they had like a 3rd or 4th down conversion from like midfield. I know we don't track yards on here. We do track touchdowns and stuff, but I don't know how much yards Izzy threw in this game just in that first half. So, I'll give this to the Ozone. They did put up points. I was surprised the number of points they scored on this Field Mob team, to keep the score respectable on here. But still, there was no point in this game where I thought Field Mob, was going to get upset here or they're going to come back or even tie this game here. They had complete control of this game defensively, offensively. And that's why they sit at number 1, the only undefeated team as of right now.
Okay, so now Ozone they got a makeup game, so we'll be getting into that in a couple of minutes.
One thing I want to mention though, John, on that. Now I did get a couple of messages. I'm not gonna say who it was or anything, but end of this game, man. I mean, we're talking about like last seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
Field Mob's got this game wrapped up, man. It's pretty much done. They got the ball. They're up like 2 scores on here. Ozone comes off with a sack, and then they pull off. You may call it a Pete Carroll. Back the USC days, Giant, where
gotta cover that spread, son. Gotta cover that spread, man.
I don't know. We got spread Vegas lines on here, but Field Mob actually calls a timeout at this point. You can watch the video. They call a timeout. Just to put another score on there. So, I mean, for some guys, I mean.
They're making a statement. They basically chopped the head off of Ozone and they put it on a spike and they're spiking it at the field and they said, come get it, man. That's what they basically did. So, shout out to Field Mob Assassins. Honey Badger don't give a shit. That's all I got to say about Field Mob. So.
I know they get the bye this week. I know they get
and shame on Ozone not being able to stop them.
And they converted, I think, on the 2-point as well. So, So that's why the score there was 48-26, I believe. But yeah, Sonny got burned on a lot too. I mean, X was beating everybody out there. So Bull got delivered. They even switched quarterbacks. They even put in Cam. Later in the game there, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter who was quarterbacking there. I mean, Izzy is a tremendous quarterback. When I saw him on the field, I'm like, man, this guy's gonna have, he usually does. Put up a great game, and he did. I mean, this one, I mean, the guy, 4 touchdowns, I believe. One he even caught himself on the throwback, and Cam even came in there, I think, threw 1 or 2 touchdowns. So, yeah. That's the only reason Izzy didn't get number 1, man, on the stats. I think if he played the whole game, his numbers would have looked a lot better, comparable to that of Henry.
Oh, yeah. No question, man. All right, so why don't we go over the games next week, man?
Yeah, well, we got it's going to be a rematch, replacements Warriors once again, man. Looking for that one on here this week, and it's not just TJ. Hopefully, these guys, it wasn't just a one-time deal there for the Warriors. He's also got Boog out there, man, a tremendous receiver. It's a great matchup to watch, man, because you got a guy like Mike, on the replacements, great corner, great defender there. And then you got a great receiver in Boog for the Warriors. So it's a good matchup to see. We'll see who wins this matchup. Hopefully Warriors have 6 this time around, and we'll see if the outcome's different or not. But should be another good matchup between these two. They match up good on paper. And who do you got, Giant?
I think the Warriors are going to take it, man. I think TJ's fired up. He got the 5 touchdowns. Sadly, they didn't win this past weekend, but excuse me, this upcoming weekend, I think they got a good shot. So,
well, now they're actually putting up points, so it's good to see that the Warriors actually scoring. They just gotta get better on that defense, man. Better on defensive wise, and we'll see. We'll see. Maybe. So you're taking Warriors. So you think Warriors gonna get their first win this week, man?
No question. No question. I'm very confident of that as well.
If they got it, they got to do it. I mean, replacements a team up and down, man. I mean, one week they win, another week
very
they lose.
Jekyll and Hyde. Very Jekyll and Hyde.
So it could happen, but I think I still like the replacement. I still like replacements. Henry's having a solid season here, tremendous season here as far as like stats. I mean, if we kept career stats on here, this guy. Even in their losses, this guy's got a lot of points. So I still take the replacement. I think the veteran team. I think Warriors still working out on a lot of stuff because it's also you got to factor in a lot of these guys haven't played on the same team. So they're still figuring stuff out, and that's where we saw a lot of holes in that defense. This past week because guys didn't know where they were playing or what position. Some guys were out of position or playing position they usually don't, So, and I think they still need like at least 1 or 2 guys there, to sub in and out at least, give guy a breather, even on special teams, So, I'll take a replacement. I think veteran team comes out and gets the W again.
Okay. All right. So what's the next game you got on there?
Then we also got this one should be good, man. XYF 10-yard fight against the 6. Now the 6 had the bye there. Right. They're coming in 2-1. Both teams 2-1 on here, and it couldn't be any evener on paper here. I mean, Vegas odds on here, it's got to be pretty much even. I'll pick them here. Both 2-1. Both of them got tremendous quarterbacks. We mentioned 6 improving their team. And Giant, last time these guys met was in the semifinals of the spring season on there, where a 10-yard fight ended up winning that, crushing the 6's dreams of going to the championship on there. Redemption, man. Redemption on the mind here for the 6. Do they get it this week, Giant? What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think 10-yard fight is the better team. And I think they will end up squeaking this out. I think it'll be a tight game, but they will end up squeaking this game out. 28-25 is going to be the final score on this game, Flanny.
Nice.
And 10-yard fight will win against the 6 yet again.
It's tough, man. I got to flip a coin here, man. You know what? Just because you took the 10-yard fight, I'm going to take the 6. I'm going to take the 6. Okay. I'm going to take my boy Nelson on here. He had a big game last week. The week they played, they had a bye last week, but about week number 3. And I mean, it couldn't be any evener on paper. Both 2-1, And also, both teams, when their quarterbacks are playing, are undefeated, are 2-0. So Mags over there for the Six, he's having phenomenal year for the 2 games that he's played in so far, and so is Kevin. So, but I like Mags, man. I like Mags. This guy, I don't think he gets as much respect, or people really don't talk about this guy as much. I see him, man. I see what he's doing, man. He's figuring it out. He's got weapons out there, and he's not scared to use them. So I think they get the win here. I think they come out and redemption here, payback here. A lot of people think they got screwed in that semifinals game, man. Jim Flanagan, one of them. And XYF did fill in a couple more gaps. They got a good defensive back, Bernie out there. They also got another receiver there. Jay's back for the XYF, but something I just got in my gut, Giant. I think the Six pulls out the win here.
All right. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. So, what's the last game and who's got the bye? Does Field Mob get it together first?
Yeah, Field Mob gets the bye, man. Field Mob gets the bye. Jim Flanagan might be taking a bye this week too. Field Mob's not playing. I don't know if I'm going to film out there, Giant. No excitement, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, again, we're thankful for the ACFL North. Sometimes Flanny's got other important obligations, man. Lots of things going on around the world in Flanagan world. So, hopefully you can make it this week. If you can't, what are we going to do? We'll still have a show next Thursday for you guys.
Yeah,
we'll at least try to get some box scores, man. Let's go.
I might do flag, or I also do on the side some Pop Warner games, high school games. So, and there might be some this Sunday. So I don't know. I'll see how the schedule comes out. But that game will be tremendous to get the Six against XYF, and also the replacements and Warriors. Both those should be tremendous. This last one, Giant, this third one, I don't know. I don't think as much. It's the Wolverines 0-4 against the Ozone here in this final matchup. And, so, another team, Wolverines, Giant, another team that's looking to get win number 1 here. But now they're up against Ozone here. We ain't too happy, Giant. I heard you talk to Dave before the show, man. What's going on with him?
Oh, nothing, man. He's just trying to say basically we were touching base because I haven't talked to him in so long, so he didn't know it was me at first, man. We might have seen each other maybe once in the past 7 years or so. So we were just touching base how everything's going and stuff. He was telling me he had a little bit of a trouble fielding guys this past week, but he's not too concerned about it. Field Mob, he knows it's a good team. But he still feels that he could get redemption and Ozone, and he's very confident where they are at right now. So he's feeling really good about Ozone. Just got to rally the troops, man. I don't know that it's going to be an issue in the future. So just a lot of confidence coming from Dave and Ozone. So we'll see. We'll see this Sunday. Hopefully they turn it around, and I think they will. And I think they'll take the game. So.
Yeah, well, they got to win this Sunday. They got to win this Sunday against the Wolverines. Bounce back after that disappointing loss. One key factor, though, this game is actually the earliest game. It's the 8 o'clock game on the schedule. And for the Ozone, I know there's a lot of guys on there. You guys know who I'm talking about on here that comes pretty late to the games on here. And this being an 8 o'clock game, oh, man, Dave's got to get on that phone maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, for this.
Not only that, you got to hit them up every fucking day. It doesn't matter, dude. Like, the game starts at 8 o'clock, man.
So don't be surprised. Hey, if Ozone comes out like they did against the field up there, they're barely fielding the team. Wolverines, they're always there showing up. So, I mean, they're struggling on here, but figuring things out on there. They put up some points this past week. They made it somewhat competitive there until that second half. And so Ozone cannot sleep on this team. Don't sleep on them, man. It's 8 o'clock morning game. You guys got to get out there. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going with Ozone Giant as well. They got to regroup, get back in that win column.
All right, man. Anything else you got on your plate, Flanny?
No, I just want to mention a lot of the media stuff up on the
Yeah,
site.
we should be back to normal time next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Thursday. So
Yeah, and we got a lot of the media stuff up there. Check out the site and check out the social media as well. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything
Instagram
on there.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
Instagram as well
Um,
now too.
and it's getting a lot of good feedback. I'm getting new followers, new messages out there each week, each day. So that's good to know. It's all posted. The links to those are posted on there. And anytime I put a highlight up or top 10 or the video itself, if you're following one of these social medias, you'll get the message. Maybe that's something Dave's got to work on, man. He's got to get a social media with his team. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no question, man. No question,
But,
dude.
all right, man. No, I got nothing else, man. I got nothing else. We'll see. I'll see you.
Yeah, we'll be more prepared next week. I'm gonna try to fix this fail on my phone. Make sure the tilt works on it or whatever, man, so it doesn't look ridiculous like it does tonight, man. Make sure you guys continue to check us out, www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Jim Flanagan, Giant 918, signing out. We'll see you next week, everybody.